guest in our midst. I think she's actually a part of us, and I'm actually thinking of giving her a course to teach in this school, something to do with fashion, because she's ventured a great deal into the fashion world. She's in the person of the Honorable Barbara Ayisi. She's Deputy Minister for Works and Housing. Honorable, you're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
I understand you. Well, I understand you had granted Eagle FM an interview this morning, and I understand that you also donated a few items to Eagle FM, and you have some other items to donate to the institution. Well, maybe we'll give an opportunity to tell us exactly what you bring to us. So you do know all of us, so there's no points introducing ourselves. So we'll probably just give an opportunity to tell us the good things that you bring to us this morning. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Prof. Members. Good morning to you all. Indeed, it's a pleasure. Anytime I'm around, I get to come to CCTU. I feel more at home, So it's once again an honor visiting the institution. This morning, as you said earlier, I was granted an interview, a very solid, I think 1 hour interview with Eagle FM, and it went very well. So when I was coming, I said, no, what can I do? Eagle FM has been so supportive, especially with regards to community development and Cape Coast, how Cape Coast will develop. So when I was coming, I carried with me some PPEs, Veronica buckets, sanitizer, and a few other things. And I also brought a few street lights, because I just want to help build the security in the Cape Coast North constituency. So far I've distributed close to about 1,000 street lights in Cape Coast North. So I said, no, let me just bring a few of them to a campus. Yes, so I'm hoping that it will serve a good purpose, and also to find out what is actually going on, and what further collaborations we could do, and challenges. Of course, there might be few challenges. We'll all think through what we can do to help, support the technical university. And I bring the greetings to you from my Honorable Minister, Honorable Atachia. Yes, TVET and Works and Housing have a lot in common. So, because of the housing, there are a few other things that we would think about. Especially with my ministry. So, being here, I think that we can look at all these things. Yes. So, thank you very much for receiving me.
It's good to have you here. You may not know this, but Honorable Atachi and I were in the same house at this school.
Oh, yeah, you told me.
Yes, he was a year ahead of me, so I know him quite well.
I see.
I have a few ideas that we could explore in looking at this perennial flooding in Accra.
Okay.
I think there's something that can be done. If I may just shed some light on something that can be done. Flooding occurs because there is what we call runoff. When it rains, the excess water runs off. It accumulates. Normally, the water should infiltrate into the soil. Then you'll have very little runoff. But if you want to be able to restrict flooding, you can never stop flooding at all. But if you want to restrict it, then you can try to provide storage for the excess. In Ghana, we waste water, rainwater, have roof catchments, have a policy such that each house is expected to capture the rainwater that falls on the roof and store it. And then we also try to divert excess water on the surface to ground storage. So every community has some underground storage systems. So the excess water is diverted into the underground water storage system. Will limit flooding. Now, the water that is diverted into the underground storage systems could also be extracted to be used in the homes. So it's a system that if we could look at would limit flooding seriously and would also make water available for us throughout the season. I thought I could probably develop a paper on it, but I just along the line and dropped
think we should
it.
try.
Yeah, because I think we would limit flooding
Because our ministry is
seriously.
open, to new ideas, innovations, and all those. And I know the technical university is noted for its innovations and ideas. So I think it will not be a bad idea if we put it on paper and then arrange for a meeting. And we'll sit down and brainstorm, and we'll see how we could implement some of the brilliant ideas that you have. Because the other policies that we're putting in place, but we could still open up and then come up with more ideas and try to be creative in solving the perennial water, the flooding. So that's a brilliant one. So, Prof, please, maybe 2 weeks from now, we can do something. Yes. And then the housing too. Housing. To looking at the technical university, how you can also explore, because we still have a huge housing deficit. And I was trying to push, because we're trying to see how we'll be able to send affordable housing to the various constituencies. Unlike in the past where some regions are targeted, this time we want to open it up. We're just hoping that we get more money and then we'll be able to accomplish this big dream, so that it's like Ashanti region will have its base, Central region, all the other regions will be able to. So these are all. I remember Koforidua, a group of people, contractors came together, brought a very beautiful proposal. Yes, and I'm sure that maybe as time goes on, they may be considered.
I think that probably we made too huge a jump from the traditional to what is now in place. We used to use,
That's true.
and now we just jumped to these concrete blocks. If it had been a gradual transition, we probably would not have gotten where we are. If we could have taken the local materials, we could also have built appropriate housing.
That's true.
It's available.
Brought down the price
tremendously, and everybody could. Also, it's only a matter of modifying and upon what was in existence. We didn't do that. It was a huge jump.
That's true.
And we're confused basically. So maybe we can retrace our steps to what our fathers were using, do a slight modification to it, and then we're good. We're good to go.
Remember how many cement? Sometimes blocks to cement to like bricks is now people using that one as well. So sometimes it also depends on what the people want. Maybe you do have to do a lot of advocacy and sensitization, because everybody, it seems like now just want to the bricks, cement, but like you're saying, if you had gone gradually, considered other local materials, I'm sure that could have been more affordable in that context. And then a lot of people could have. But trying hard, this government is trying very hard to use local materials, land available, trying to put in place a mortgage system. Sometimes looking at the salary of the ordinary Ghanaian, it becomes quite impossible for the ordinary person to own a house. So once you have the mortgage system, then you have sometimes 20 years, 25 years to pay. So these are all things that we're looking at.
I like what you said. You said develop a paper in 2 weeks and bring
Oh,
it.
yes, you have a deadline.
I think we have people, there's a lot that can be done. I think there's a lot of research that is on our shelves. And maybe we need to take a few steps back, see what has been done already, because a lot has been done.
Absolutely.
Go look on the shelves and bring out what has been done. There are some creative ideas in there which we could adopt. Your government, I must say, doing partisan politics, is doing a great job, and I love what the president is doing. I tremendously I think when somebody's doing a good job, you just need to support it, irrespective of what a party you belong to. I think he's doing a great job, and I think that we could all tax ourselves. Let's go look on the shelves. Let's see work that has been creative ideas that are languishing on some shelves, and then see how we can implement them. I'm sure if you go to the Building Road and Research Institute, there's a lot of great work which has been done, but nobody has picked the ideas and tried to, implement them. So we could look at it, all of that. But having said that, I think we can come back to
Yes.
CCTU, and I'll allude to the fact that we could give you a course to teach over here. The Deputy Minister for Education, Dr. Ditchum, is in the classroom, he's teaching, and then you have a lot of experience in fashion. You've organized fashion shows, great fashion shows.
Oh yes,
yeah, so
international fashion show.
Yes, so there's a lot that you can offer. We're into TVET, skill acquisition, not just grammar type education. So we could bring you into the classroom, probably, even if it's in one semester, 1 week of the semester, so that you could impart your knowledge to the students.
Yeah, okay,
it's something
fine.
that we could.
That's true, but I can also look at communication. I'm also strong in that area.
Yes.
So communication and fashion is like extra curricular activity, etiquette. I'm passionate about etiquette because I think we're losing it, and that is why we are struggling. Not just Ghana, but across the continent. What we do today, I said it on radio. We have everything. We are doing a lot of. Look at the roads. Cape Coast, we know, is a city of education, and then hub of tourism. I mean, wonderful. You see, but if the government does all these things, now we have free SHS, fixing the roads, all the secondary schools with regards to infrastructure expansion going on, jobs, NAPCO. We also have to look at our attitude, etiquette. When you get a job, how do you behave? How do you relate with people? How do you talk? You're a receptionist. You were looking for a job. Now you're a receptionist in such a great institution. How do you receive people? How do you communicate? You see, so these are little things that in the past our parents were doing a very great job. Parents were doing well. I mean, we're all taught whilst growing up, how to be respectful, how to compulse yourself, how to even keep yourself clean. We were taught all these things. So in the past, but now the generation is a completely different generation, and unfortunately, most of us parents are also chasing money here and there, and some of the institutions also do not provide. So there's a gap. They grow, they're beautiful, nice, intelligent, but when you take them home, they can't function. When you put them in the job market, they're struggling. See, so that is, I'm very passionate about etiquette, grooming. The fashion is also it's all part of it, because you also have to know which colors and all those things, what kind of dresses to take to work and all these things. So I'd love to come. Yes, I will. I would love to come one day. But I was thinking of a collaboration with you and the Technical University of a fashion weekend. Yes, and this COVID, unfortunately, a fashion weekend where we can project our young people, young designers, and then link them to our brothers and sisters in from the diaspora, because they come and then sometimes they want good stuff to wear. They get to the castle, they don't find what they want, and they go back. Last time, the Prime Minister, I think Trinidad and Tobago, was here, and I was just observing. I mean, nobody was able to walk boldly and say, "These are the beautiful things I have in my shop. Please come and see what I have." So there's something missing. So we just want to create a platform where people will know the talent that we have in this country. I cited this as an example that in most of even our movie industry, like in India, immediately you see an Indian movie, they're all in their regalia, and that we're able to needs Ghana, our movie industry, we are not willing to wear. Look at our beautiful fabric. 15 years, 20, some of the things that I wear, and the same. But we do not project all these things. So we'll bring a proposal like the fashion weekend, and on a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we try to bring the talent in the region, in the institutions, and then see how we'll be able to link them to, put them on a certain pedestal. So bring in some other embassies on board as well. So I'll come so that we talk seriously about the fashion weekend.
Excellent. Yeah. Registrar.
Yes, sir.
We wanted to come and teach. She wants to come and do fashion weekend. Any comments on that?
I think it's in the right direction, in a sense that yesterday one of our colleagues even mentioned something similar to what she's saying.
Wow.
Teaching people specific things that they need to know, especially in terms of hospitality management and all those things. So it's in line with what you just said. There's really a missing gap that needs to be filled, and I think once we tap that area, we'll go a long way to help the institution and even the nation as a whole. So I think it's in the right direction.
But please, there's a serious gap. You employ young people to your office. Some want to be quick, rich in a very short time. Some have turned to trusters. I mean, a whole lot of issues happening. So we need to really tackle, yes. I mean, etiquette, because these things must be done in the home. Yes, it's something that in the past nobody was teaching, like in the institutions. But now we have to make it conscious because parents are not doing it.
Yeah.
They talk anyhow, they sit in, they behave anyhow, and we were looking for jobs. You have a job, and look at the way you are behaving.
Don't have time.
We don't have time
To really teach.
there's a
Some
gap.
also are ignorant. They
That's
don't
true.
also know.
That's true.
Unlike the old, our parents will sit us
Sit us
down
down.
and teach us certain morals.
Every
But
young lady
here we don't
was
have
taught
time. We
how
are
to
looking
cook.
for money. And
Well,
so,
you just do a research. The number of young girls in your institution who can cook well, cater for their homes. They can't do it. They don't know. Some of them don't know how to do it. So, and we carry the same attitude to the workplace, and that is where the problem is. And then we are complaining there are no jobs.
So there's a gap when it comes
Yes.
to life skills.
Yes, life skills, life skills.
Then somebody must step in and fill that gap. I think this is excellent. When I heard that the Deputy Minister of Education was teaching, I was so excited for him to go back to the classroom.
Oh.
We will draw you back to the
That
classroom.
would be nice. I miss the classroom a lot, especially when I visit the communities. Last 3 days I was at Missing. That would be an interesting experience, just to go back to the classroom.
So, thank you very much for coming. You have some
Some
items to.
street lights, yes.
May I say that when I was first appointed, the SRC came to see, and one of the issues they raised was the fact that when they were going towards the lecturers' blocks, they always had a challenge at night because it was very dark. So one of the things they requested for was street lights, and so this coming in is timely, and it's coming to serve a good purpose. We haven't covered much of our campus with infrastructure, so if we're moving from one corner to the other at night, it becomes a bit dangerous. And these will help not just the students but the staff as well to move around at night. So I must say that on my own behalf, on behalf of the staff and students of the Cape Coast Technical University, we want to say a very big thank you. I wouldn't want to say it, but let me say that we always work more. We will not just work more, but we're also willing to support you, whatever. Thank you very much for this congratulations.
Thank you. Pro, international.
The marketing offer.
B&B Ventures. That's agreement.